This is the plaintiff, Angelo Carrion. He says he brought his 1998 pickup truck to the defendant's shop for repair. And a couple of weeks later, he gets a call from the cops who inform him the truck was stolen from the defendant's property and was now at the impound. He told the defendant to get his truck back. He did, but now the guy won't return it to him unless he pays him back for getting it out. He's got another thing coming if he thinks that's going to happen. He's suing for $3,455, the blue book value of his truck, which is being held hostage. This is the defendant, Axel Rodriguez. He says the plaintiff brought his truck to him because he wanted to sell it. Since the guy couldn't provide the title, he wasn't interested in selling it. The plaintiff then left the truck on the street because he didn't want it in his yard. Meanwhile, the hothead has since threatened him. He doesn't know what his beef is because he helped the guy out by getting the truck out of the impound. He's pretty sure he's going to win this case today. He's accused of trucking it up. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,315 for storage fees, reimbursement, and storage fees at his yard.
All parties, please raise your right hand. If you see it, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Angelo Carrion, you are suing Axel Rodriguez, doing business as the auto doctor, for $3,455. What you say is a blue book value of a 1998 GMC truck. You have a counterclaim against him for $2,315. Impound fees that you paid on his behalf that you want reimbursed, and storage fees from the time of your dispute until today. Tell me what is going on, gentlemen.
Buenas tardes y muchas gracias.
Okay, how
for
about we try this in English
case.
now? Let's try it in English.
Thank you for accepting my case.
Okay.
I took my truck to Mr. Axelrod for clutch repair. He completed the clutch repair, and when I took the truck out, there was a rattling noise inside where he fixed the clutch. It sounded almost as if there was a nut or a washer in there, and I take it back to him to fix. That's when the whole issue started, where on December 12th, the truck was...
What day did you take it back to him to fix?
I want to say the 8th of December.
Okay. And do you agree with that? That it's the 8th of December when he brings it back to you?
He has it towed there, yes.
He has it towed there the 8th of December. Now, the 8th of December, when he has it towed there, why is it being towed there?
He's bringing it for me to sell.
He's not bringing it for you to repair?
No, he says that the transmission went on it. He wants to sell the vehicle. And I told him I can't sell the vehicle without a title.
Is that accurate?
I thought about selling it, but I never agreed to sell it. I never agreed to sell it.
This is not a sophisticated question, folks. What is the truck there for? To be sold
to
or
repair,
to be fixed?
To fix.
What is the quote he gave you to fix it? Let me see the paperwork.
He didn't give me a quote.
Okay.
He said,
and according to you, it's there for you to sell.
Yes.
Not to fix.
No. If you can see
How
my
much
taxes,
did he agree for you to sell it for?
He wanted to try to get $1,000 for the
Did he give
truck.
you the title so you could sell it?
No, that's what the issue is. I couldn't take the truck because he never showed me ownership of the vehicle. He never had a title for it. And if you notice the
So
taxes,
what did you do? Why is the car on your property for 4 days?
He left it outside. I was out there for I don't know how long.
Outside where?
He parked it on a street parking outside the shop.
Is that accurate?
Not on my property. I never took
Where
possession.
do you say you parked it? First of all, I thought that he had it towed.
Yeah, he had it towed.
If he had it towed, how can it be parked outside? The tow truck company isn't going to leave it on the street.
Yeah, they left it on. They dropped it off in a parking spot and left it.
The tow truck company leave it in a parking spot outside in the street?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So what happens 4 days later? You get a call from the police because your car has been stolen. Your truck has been stolen.
December 12th, 6:30 in the morning, I'm notified by the lieutenant of the Marcusburg Police Department that my 1998 GMC Sonoma was in the custody of the Lower Southampton Police Department. And then I even signed a vehicle release report. And with this release, he was able to recover the vehicle.
Yeah, but why? Okay. So who ends up taking it out of impound? You do?
Upon his permission, I did.
But why? If he parks his car in the street and it gets towed, why are you taking it out of impound?
Thank you.
The tow company that we used that dropped off his car is the same company I use to go down. And I told him about the expense and I texted him about the amount and he agreed. Go get it out. When I come out of work, I'll reimburse you for it.
Is that in the text somewhere?
That's in my Texas.
Show me the text that has that. So while you're looking for that, he takes it out of impound. He pays $650 to take it out of impound. What day do you take it out of impound?
A day before Christmas.
The day before Christmas, he takes it out of impound. The car is brought over to his place of business, right? He has it now. You go to pick it up, and what happens?
When I go to pick up the vehicle, I look at the vehicle. There's both of the mirrors are busted. The ignition's busted. The glass inside is busted. It's
Do you have pictures of the vehicle?
He wouldn't. Let me tell you why. I could have taken pictures even with my antique phone. But I said to Alex, you know what, Alex? Forget it. I'm just going to take the vehicle and I'm going to take it with me. So he says, okay. He goes in his office. He comes back with a piece of paper, hands it to me, and the paper says, you owe me $150, $650. I'm like, for what? He says, this is what I paid for the towing and the storage and the days that I delayed in picking up the vehicle. And so he says to me, you're not taking the vehicle until you pay me. And I'm like, well, I'm calling 911. I go outside, I call 911. They're going to send a police officer, and all I hear Alex is saying, that's it, shut the place down. The gates go down, the locks go in, the keys go in the lock. And Alex, I said, are you leaving? I just call the police. He says, I'm out of here. He's out of there. And I'm in there like an idiot with my phone. And then I tell her, and finally I wait half an hour. The police arrive. And at the end of the day, I do have a Philadelphia police report because that was a requirement. They'll get the vehicle released from Southampton. And the police tell me, well, you already have a police report. It's recovered. You know where it's at. This is a civil matter. We're investigating murders and robberies and everything else.
Don't call
we can't do anything else.
All right, so here's what happens. I see that on, there's a couple of texts that don't really matter to me. And then it's 12:19. The car has not been removed yet. You say to him, I don't have $500 to invest in your truck the week before Christmas. Sorry. He answers to you, you still have not picked up the truck. Well, this is not an investment, Alex. You are recovering a vehicle that was in your possession. Please don't take my kindness for weakness. I work for some very powerful attorneys, and I am politically tied in. I will work with you and put up half. Need an answer now. Let's stay on good terms and out of court. Your response is, I'm having it picked up tomorrow. Can't sell without the title. He then says, I hope so, Alex. You are an excellent mechanic. I value this relationship. I will bring you the title. Let's see how bad the damage is. Hope truck is not totaled. Is the ignition busted? It's amazing how good it looks, just like you left it. Did you? And then, according to you, it looks terrible.
Looks terrible.
Plaintiff took his truck to the defendant's property for repairs. It's unclear where the truck was left, but it ended up impounded. The defendant took it out of impound and won't give the truck back till the plaintiff antes up. Let's listen.
Do you have pictures of the truck?
Yes, ma'am.
May I see it?
Yep.
What is your position? That he agreed to pay half of the impound fees?
Yeah.
Well, then, but that's not your position.
No,
that's not what you
not.
said in here, and that's
It's
not
not.
what he says you told him when he came to pick
No,
up the
when
car.
I sell the vehicle, I will get the whole thing. In other words,
But where's that in here?
Well,
I don't see
he
that.
said he was going to drop the title off so I can sell the car.
Yeah,
and
but
recover.
he doesn't expect you to take all the proceeds of the car. Where does he agree that you'll get reimbursed the $650? He's
Right
pissed
there.
off at
He
you. Listen
said
to
he'll pay
me.
for half of
Stop.
it.
He's mad at you, and he says, by the way, you're not doing me a favor. This is because a car you are recovering a car that was in your possession. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. And your response is, dude, what are you talking about? Your tow truck left it parked on the street. I don't have to do anything. This has nothing to do with me, which is, by the way, the position you're taking in court right now. That's not your response. Your response is to run out and pay $650 to get the car out of impound. So why am I supposed to now agree with you that you have nothing to do with it when you're the guy who ran down and paid it? It's one thing if you tell me, well, Judge, he agreed to pay half, because that is what his text says, but you're not saying that. And when he came there to pick up the car, you told him, pay me $650.
Exactly.
Yeah, but why?
Because
That position, that's
Your
why you're
Honor,
in court.
Your Honor, he jumped in the car, started up, and started to pull it out my shop without paying for it, without paying anything. That's why I had to close the shop up.
Yeah, but that's after you told him, pay me $650.
No. He jumped in. He says, "I'm not paying anything," and backed up. I said, "Now you're going to pay."
At what
the
point
full
did you
amount.
tell him, pay me $325?
Well, no, I agreed to $325 plus the title. So when I sell the car, I can recover the other half.
Yeah, but none of
and
that is in
recover
your
his
text.
money.
So that when I sell the car, I'll be out nothing, and you'll get $400 for a car that was stolen while it was in my possession. So you're telling me it's on the street, and I want to believe you.
Yeah, no,
but
it's
I'm
on the
having
street.
some
I don't have
difficulty
parking.
because there's something called silence in the face of an accusation, and that's what's here. And you answer, but your answer doesn't say, what are you talking about? This car wasn't in my possession? What are you, nuts? It was on the street. Why don't you say that if it was on the street?
It wasn't my fault, Your Honor. He left it
You
outside.
can say that until the cows come
know.
home, but it doesn't look
Yeah.
like you're being honest. Where do you work, sir?
Yeah.
I work for a mortgage company as a mortgage processor and about ready to change to fraud investigations.
Already called my boss. I warned you. I work in the city. High-powered attorneys, politically tied in. My boss, you're such a weenie. My boss already gave me case precedence on this. Dangerous path, my friend. Have your son research previous case law. You then respond, unless you're paying your bill, do what you got to do. You're not a man of your word. You will make a good political person. This is your last notice. All right, gentlemen. What am I supposed to do with the text where you tell him, and he ostensibly relies on that to get the truck out of storage, that you'll pay half?
You're supposed to
Ignore it?
honor that.
Honor that. All right.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, do you believe the plaintiff that the car was left in the guy's lot?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because why would the defendant pay to have the car taken back if he was in the right?
If the plaintiff had left it in the street and it wasn't his fault, do you agree with her?
I don't know, because if it's cheaper to get it out of impound than it is to deal with the damages on the case, maybe he's just trying to cover his tracks and go the easy.
I kind of get your point that maybe he was almost doing it for customer goodwill. You're going to be the who's the tiebreaker? You're the tiebreaker.
I think the bottom line is he wouldn't pay if he knew he didn't need to. So,
Guilty mind, guilty conscience, guilty mind.
Yep.
Got your point? Going inside the courtroom.
So, you have the truck, right?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Okay.
It's
That is his
storage.
truck.
Yes.
Okay?
Definitely.
All right. What I'm going to do is if it was good enough for you, it's good enough for me. I am going to order you to pay him $325 for the impound fee because that's what you offered him and that is what he acted on in order to go get it. You're not entitled to $650 that you deduct from when you sell the car because that is not what you acted on. I think what you acted on was his promise to pay for half, okay? And you are not entitled to keep it. He's going to pay you the $325. You're not entitled to keep it, and you're certainly not entitled to charge storage fees while a judge resolves a dispute between you because you're overreaching. The only reason there's a dispute is because you're overreaching and demanding the full $650 reimbursement, which is not going to happen. I order the plaintiff to pay the defendant $325, and upon that, I order you to release the car back to him. That is my
Your
judgment.
Honor,
Good luck, folks.
Your Honor, the car is damaged.
You didn't have pictures, right? Hold on one second, because I do want to see them. You didn't have pictures, did you? No.
No,
Did you have
ma'am.
pictures? Stop. Did you have pictures?
Yeah, ma'am, I
Hand
did.
over your pictures. The ignition is perfect, right?
The truck's
It's not popped.
The only thing is broken is the mirror because when I had it in the bay, when I walked by it, I broke his mirror. And I have the mirror.
I beg to
That's the only
differ.
thing
Okay,
that's
wait, if you
missing on
beg
the
to
truck.
differ, you have to, I beg you to prove.
Put a house
no,
key
here's where
in
we
there.
go. Here, listen.
I put my house key in there and it turned.
Listen. I need you to prove to me the damage that was done during the theft.
Then
You
the
can-
case needs to be dismissed with prejudice. So, I mean, I need an opportunity to show the damages that have been done to this truck.
You know what? I
What
agree
about the
with you.
transmission?
Stop talking. What was the thing? What was the phrase you just used a second ago? Dismissed with what?
Is it prejudice or not prejudice?
Yeah, what was it you said though? What was it you were trying to say?
I was trying to say that I've heard you because I've watched your court cases before, and sometimes when a case is, you're going to dismiss it with prejudice so you can come back and file it again when the
You should
damage
just
is.
go to law school. Just do it. It's your life's ambition. Just do it. Do
Well,
it.
and I got a
Listen
priority
up.
with
You know what? It's a good idea, and it is what I'm going to do.
Thank you.
As far as the 650, 325 argument goes, we're resolved. You are paying him 325. As far as the part of your lawsuit where you're suing him for damages to the car, I agree with you that you have not had a meaningful opportunity to photograph or prove because it's in his possession and he wouldn't release it to you. So that part is dismissed without prejudice.
Thank you.
For you to bringing that part of your case again. Now listen to me though. You got a 1998 truck. It is not worth the amounts that you're looking at. So take a good look at it and make sure that you're going to be able to prove that that damage wasn't on it by the fact that it's from 1998 as opposed to
That's why I brought my witnesses.
That's fine. So you need to be prepared for that in front of the next judge who hears that part of your trial. That's my judgment. Good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is the plaintiff leaving the courtroom first after that little law lesson. Pretty good. So you still have a shot to prove the damages to the vehicle if and when you get a chance to get a look.
And I think it's very fair. I need an opportunity to actually go and evaluate the vehicle and see what kind of condition it's in to recover the damages that were caused. I mean, I put my house key in the ignition and it turned.
Uh-huh. All right, so you're gonna go ahead and maybe we'll see you again, or maybe another judge will see you again. So she dismissed it with
Out, prejudice.
Head right down this way. All right, so come on in here. You satisfied how this case has wound up?
No, I wish I would have got everything I came here to like everybody else, but it's I have insurance. If it's something that the insurance company needs to pay, that's why we pay insurance.
And what's
for it.
going to happen to the truck now? You're going to give him a chance to photograph
Well, as
the
soon as he
thing?
pays me that money, then I'll release it to him.
The 325.
The 325.
Okay, Harvey.
So, I mean, look, it's true that common sense in this case prevails. Why else would the guy pay to get the car out of impound if he wasn't the one who created the problem? That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.